Kevin Durant and Stephen A. Smith have been going back and forth on social media, and it stemmed with Stephen A.'s comments on First Take, like he usually does.
Stephen A., how much belief do you have in the Suns with Kevin Durant as their guy, as their superstar?
Not much. Not much. But let me explain why. I don't question the greatness nor the commitment of Kevin Durant. And you'll be hard-pressed to find a bigger fan of Devin Booker than me. I love that brother. I love his game. And
This is the preface chat.
Bradley Beal, I love seeing him do what he did last night, and he's very, very capable. But when you talk about Kevin Durant, this is what we're not going to do. We're not going to look at Kevin Durant and just measure him in terms of just his talent. It's what ability you have to peel out of others. And his resume, much to the chagrin of his loved ones and various others in his inner circle, and they've gotten at me over the years, not in a very flattering fashion about the things that I've had to say.
Bless you, Molly.
And I accept it. That's what comes with the territory. I got to call it like I see it. I think Kevin Durant is one of the greatest talents this game has ever seen.
Agreed.
I think that, what he's done for the game of basketball, the ambassador that he is for the game of basketball, is to be applauded. But the flip side to all of that is that he's been relatively leaderless. He's been very lacking in inspiration in terms of peeling out from those around him whatever you can give him. He'll show up. If you said to me, it's a game 7, it's a game 1, it's a game 5, I don't give a damn what it is. Kevin Durant's gonna show up and he's gonna ball out. But does he get the others around him to do it? Not only does he not do it, he doesn't feel the level of responsibility I think he should feel in getting it out of them. It's like I did my job. I can't help it if somebody else isn't doing their job. Well, to some degree you can. When you're that great and you warrant that much respect and that much deference and reverence, you should be able to be a better leader than he has shown. And because that hasn't been the case, whether it was in Oklahoma City, whether it was later on in Brooklyn, why am I going to believe that that's something that you can do in Phoenix? I don't see that. Now, Budenholzer's there. He's an outstanding coach, and I think that's an upgrade. But I saw them give up a lead yet again last night. You understand? Before they pulled it out. But I think they'll be better. Tyus Jones, that pickup, I think is going to help them immensely because that brother can play, and he's a point guard, and I think that stabilizes them to a large degree, which is why I think there is an upgrade that has arrived, no doubt. But when we talk about Kevin Durant, we're not talking about Kevin Durant talent and the superstar player that he is. There is nothing to discuss. He is that phenomenal, okay? But if I need somebody that's leading my locker room, that's going to galvanize the troops around me to maximize whatever potential we have, that is where history has shown he has fallen short.
Okay. So Stephen A. Smith had a lot to say about Kevin Durant's leadership, why that's been a downfall of the Phoenix Suns, why will it continue to be the downfall of the Phoenix Suns. And Kevin Durant had to clap back. Thank you, Dama, for sharing the screen. Kevin Durant says he's a clown to me. He's always been a clown on Stephen A. Smith. Show the next slide, please. And then he says, I've been in the league for 18 years. I've never seen Stephen A. at a practice or a film session or a shoot around. I've never seen him anywhere but on TV talking shit about players and holding them to standards that he don't even hold himself to. Okay. Before Stephen A. Smith did respond to this comment, but before we move forward to that, from what we've seen so far, Damo, do you think Stephen A. was bugging with his comments, or was a little? It wasn't as bad as the Joel Embiid shit. Like, he didn't bring up anything personal. He just talked about leadership. So was he still bugging? Was he out of line?
First of all, not only was he in line, online, that nigga drew the line. He is the line. Not only was he in bounds, he's him. He was spitting. He didn't lie. What did he say that was wrong? Dan being out of line, was he wrong? No. I agree with what he said. Hell, Kevin, you're lucky you don't run into people like me often, because I would have told you that and then some, buddy. What are we talking about? He's not a leader. Who thought Kevin Durant was a leader? When he went to the Suns, you know what I said? Damn, he went to Devin Booker team. Hey, Devin Booker, you got one of the best twos in the NBA because he's on your team. That ain't KD team. What?
But I think KD's problem, and I think this is a lot of NBA players' problem with media now, is like these bus rider, bus driver ass fucking takes. Like, we're done with that, bro. In 2024, well, actually, we're not, because Gil's Arena is saying a lot of that still. I don't know if we're done with that. But I think that is what KD's gripes is with a lot of Stephen A's takes, is that it is very clear. And maybe he just didn't deliver it properly. It is very clear that Stephen A. Smith does not watch a lot of basketball. He is more focused on being a sports media personality that talks about sports and talks about the business of sports, and like, he is his own niche to a degree. But in terms about talking hoops, what is this take? What is this take? There's so many actual basketball things we can talk about the Phoenix Suns and why they're not going to win a championship from a schematic perspective, from a personnel perspective. And Kevin Durant can also be a part of that. But the galvanize the troops takes? Come on, bro. We're done with that, man. We're done with that, bro.
I don't know who we is, because I'm not. I'm not done with it. I'm for it, actually. I'm niggas. If niggas is making them comments, guess what? I'm niggas. I'm making the comments. I'm pushing the agendas. I'm making the arguments. I'm having the conversations.
Yo, B Souls, this season you've been getting into more different sports, right?
I definitely have, and Prize Picks, our favorite daily fantasy sports app, and the sponsor of this video, has been helping me get into these other sports as well. The great thing about Prize Picks is that it offers weekly promotions. So on Thursdays, I'm making NBA picks because that's primetime NBA basketball time. On Sunday, football is on, so I'm making picks then. The app is just really fun. It's easy to use, and we're going to show you how to make lineups right now. So LeBron and the Lakers are about to play the Bucks. It is just a preseason game, so I'm going to go less on his points for this game. And today, I feel like Zach Edey is going to make a statement game. He's going to get more than 9 points.
And since you've been getting into football, let me tell you about my MVP dual threat sleeper, Jaden Daniels. I'm taking more on his yards any and every time I get.
Let's go ahead and put $12 on this lineup right here. Click submit lineup, and boom, that is how you make a lineup on Prize Picks.
Go to prizepicks.com and use code LKIAB to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups.
And shout out to Prize Picks again for sponsoring this video. That is once again code LKIB. And back to the video. But you don't even do that with any other fucking player.
And
all right, he's trolling. He's trolling.
Do I need to? Do I need to?
God.
Or does he
yes, Mr. Oh, you gotta stay consistent. You are Mr. Consistency on this pod. So yes, I'm gonna hold you to your Mr. Consistency standards.
So if there's a guy that fits the criteria of the same things that Kevin Durant does, then yes, I will say the same things. You just gotta give me the player. Tell me.
Luka. To these standards, galvanize the troops. Is Luka really galvanize the troops?
I mean, the aura, they know he's him though. Like, it's different. It's different. Like, Luka's a dog for real. Like, KD's not a dog. Like, KD's really skilled. He's really good. But Luka look at the nigga and they just like, there's stories about. Let me stop. I mean, I can't. I don't see it. It's not the same.
All right. Well, Stephen A. did clap back at KD. Pause if needed. So, Damo, if you could play that clip of his response. You can full screen this one because it's on his live stream.
Okay. It's this one. Yeah, I was looking for the. Wait. Oh no, this is the chat. No, I don't think the response is in here. Is the response in here?
I just sent it again at the bottom.
Okay. All right, I got you.
Real
Oh,
quick,
I can't hear him yet, but this nigga genuinely looks like he about to be yapping. Hold on, my fault. I'm sorry. I just seen his face. Well, yeah, Stephen A about to yap.
Called me to be a part of your documentary. That's why y'all called me? Because I was a clown? It's your company. You run the show. You executive produced it. How come y'all called me? When you had the boardroom and you were sitting down to interview people one-on-one, didn't you call me to do that interview? By the way, didn't you show up on First Take? Sitting right across from me? A clown. Kevin Durant. Can anybody talk about you? I just need to know. I just need clarity. After departing from Oklahoma City, sitting across from me, you said you wanted to play a better brand of basketball. Well, then what was the excuse for leaving to go to Brooklyn? Everybody thinks it's just about Kyrie. It was about Kenny Atkinson being there. It was about you signing off on Steve Nash being the head coach when he had no experience on any level to be a head coach. It was about you making sure that Brooklyn embraced Kyrie because Brooklyn didn't want Kyrie. They wanted you, and you made it clear they were not getting you unless Kyrie arrived. You figure out how I know that. And that was after you told the Knicks you were coming. And then at the 11th hour, you got convinced to roll over to Brooklyn, which might be one of the worst business moves, Mr. 35 Ventures, that we have from a basketball superstar in a modern day era. Because when we think about business, the number one name that comes to it when we think about basketball and business is LeBron James.
That gotta be Glaze, right?
No way he hit him with the. You're not LeBron, buddy. You're not that guy, pal. You out here making bad business decisions. The only businessman in the NBA is LeBron. Pipe down, buddy. That's crazy. That's crazy. What does that got to do with basketball?
Yo, you know what?
The Warriors are going to Brooklyn. Bad decision maker, Kevin Durant. You know what he's going to do? Okay.
I'll give Stephen A. this point. I think when you look back at Kevin Durant's history with how he interacts with the media, and that's not even just traditional media, it could be like social media. He never has these, oh, the media is so toxic takes when they're gassing him up. When they're glazing the fuck out of him, when they're calling him the GOAT, I swear to God, if that same segment happened, but it was just Kevin Durant is like the greatest superstar, like he is him for the Phoenix Suns. Like, what even is there to talk about? You wouldn't have heard a lick from KD, but because it's questioning his greatness, it's negative towards him. This could even go back to his confrontation with Lowe. Even back in the day with Bucket Center. I don't even know if you remember that name. Like Bucket Center and KD. Yeah, Bucket Center and KD getting into it on IG. Like Kevin Durant does seem like a guy where, and this is a lot of NBA players, and to a degree, I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that whole you can read of a sea of great comments, but that one comment that shits on you, that shit stands out. So to a degree, I don't blame him. But from what Stephen A. is saying, I think that's why he asked the question. Damn, who can talk about you? Like, can people only talk about you when they're glazing you? Like, can we actually critique your game, or are you just gonna call us fucking clowns that never played basketball, look of our lives every time we critique you? So.
But I mean, only problem I have with that is that's every athlete in general. There's no athlete that when niggas are overly glazing, they're like, all right, guys. Come on. It's not that big. Like, no one does that. Every athlete eats all that shit up, and they always overboard well, not always. There are some that can drown out the noise. They don't pay attention to it, but there's never show me the athlete that has spoke up and were like, all right, guys, calm down, man. I'm not that great.
Anthony Edwards. Literally when people were making the MJ comps, he was telling the media to stop.
That's different.
What?
They were saying that was that nigga's son, bro. Don't he know his dad?
No. That's a W example, bro.
No. That's not W example. That's the same thing with Kyrie. How's LeBron as a father figure? Bitch, I know my dad. Fuck you talking about? Like, That's crazy. Niggas trying to say MJ's this nigga's dad for it. They look at him. They look alike. That's wild for a nigga that know his dad. What?
If you're gonna say all those and MJ comps is just MJ might be his dad, stop it, bro. There were there were next face of the league conversations. There were, he has the same charisma as Michael. He got the personality to be the face of the league. Oh, if Mike played NBA basketball in 2024, he'd look just like Ant. Stop it, bro. Stop it. I think he even addressed it in the starting five doc. Like, come on, bro. Ant does it. Why can't KD?
I guess you got me. Trap cars to see that I'm blurry, but I guess you got me.